at the end of the day, I think it looked a little bit better, watching it again. We might have had a little bit better a shot watching it, last night. But at the end of the day, we didn't execute it, we didn't get it done, and we didn't get the outcome we wanted.
Brandon, this was your first late game situation as a head coach. I'm wondering if you could offer us any insight as to the process from the standpoint of, did you and Chad O'Shea discuss that two-point conversion play, or did you give him the freedom to make the call and you just kind of listen in? How did that go?
Well, we talk about that over the course of the week. We've got, obviously, a two-point play menu. Obviously, those plays we like them all. So yeah, there was a lot of discussion, about what we were going to do, what we liked. Really anything that's on the menu we like, or else it wouldn't be there. That's kind of how we, handle those, and as well as some other situations. Anything on third down, anything in the red zone, we like it. If we don't like it, it's out. So yeah, at the end of the game, there were a lot of situations. When to take a timeout, how much time. Are we going for two? There's a lot of conversation going on there. That part of it, I thought, I thought we handled all that well and gave ourselves a chance at the end to score, and then either kick the extra point or go for two. We chose to go for two, and we had a play that we liked. We could have executed it better. We didn't, and we learned from it.
How did you like that stuff when you were a coordinator? Did you want the head coach offering input, or did you want it to be your decision? And how does that influence how you handled it yesterday?
I think the head coach and coordinators are normally on the same page, or that's kind of been my experience. So, and again, I think that's not a split decision within the game. I think it's something we talk about, or I know it's something we talk about over the course of a week, especially in, let's call it, gotta have it situations. Are we all, on the same page on, what we want to do offensively, defensively, or in a kicking game? And if we're not, then we need to get on the same page. So there's only, a handful of those situations. So if it comes down to this, we're doing this. And I think that's really kind of how everybody operates.
Do you have an analytics guy, or do you consider analytics in that type of situation, late game situations?
Yeah, analytics is a big part of the game now. So, if it gives us any type of advantage, or anything that gives us any kind of advantage, I look into. So analytics is part of that. So yeah.
Is that a play, the two-point play, is that a play where it's most ideal coming out of a timeout, or is it more ideal when you're having a couple plays, you're at the line of scrimmage? And
I think it's either or. I think, timeout, no timeout. I mean, we execute it. It's a good play. We don't execute it. It's not a good play. I don't think the timeout had anything to do with whether to or not to call it.
Brian, with Xavier, when was the decision made not to play him? And are you concerned, he's now had issues with both knees before this season, you concerned that he's got a knee problem?
Look, I think 4, 5, 6 weeks into the season, everyone's dealing with something. I'm not concerned about Xavier from that standpoint. He just couldn't go. Tried all week. Just wasn't ready to go, and he's working his way back. He's obviously in there today working to do everything to get back out on the field, and hopefully we see him this week in practice, and hopefully in the game next week.
I know Avery Moss left the locker room in a boot yesterday. Is going to be a long-term deal?
It's still early. I mean, it's Monday. We've got the rest of the week to kind of go through the progression, the treatment, the rehab. So it's still so early. It's hard to say, long term, short term. I know he's if you ask him, he'll tell you he'll be back tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes.
I guess by that answer, it's not a season-ending type of situation.
it's still. I mean, it's early. I mean, it's. I don't think so, but there's no way to know.
Brian, was there a conscious effort to try to take some shots down the middle of the field to get Sicky, or was this a matter of what the defense was giving you?
I mean, obviously you want to take what the defense gives you. I think there's some opportunities, especially when the team's playing split safety coverage, to try to get down the tight end or a receiver down the middle. So we had a couple shots at it. We missed one. We hit one. Those are big plays if you can make them, but it's a tough throw. It's a tight throw. It's you got to get it out now. One we fired it in there, and one we probably gave them an opportunity to make a play on it, and that's kind of how that works. So we gave it a shot, got one, didn't execute on the other one, and but I thought Mike made a really good catch on the one down the middle.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Brian, does your message to the team change at all after losing a one-point heartbreaker as opposed to the other games this year?
No, it doesn't. It's we stay the course. We can continue with our process, which I think has been better. We continue to prepare. The one part of the message that may change is, or not may change, it was my message to them today is, these types of losses really sting, and they can linger. And the challenge now is for us to move on from that as quickly as possible, because if we don't, then it'll make that preparation for Buffalo that much harder. And this is a good team we're playing, and that's part of being a professional. That's part of the maturity this team has to have to move on to the next challenge, which is the Buffalo Bills.
When you get a chance, I guess, to watch the film, do you still anticipate Josh being the guy going forward?
I thought Fitz played really well when he went in there. I thought he did. Yes, I anticipate Josh being the guy, but I think we're going to do what we feel is best for this team. That's what we did yesterday in the fourth quarter. I thought Fitz played really well. I thought Josh has played well in spurts also. So we'll see how this goes in practice, this week of practice. But, yeah, Josh will be the starter.
How did you go about making a decision? Like you said, Fitz looked good. What made you decide to go back to Josh going forward?
Just trying to, keep some, I don't want to say continuity, but I just feel like, Josh has played well. He's made a lot of strides. He's developed over the course of the last, let's call it, 6 weeks, training camp, even more than that. But he's done a good job, and you never want to just, pull a guy for, one bad game. But I think, this is still an ongoing, conversation between myself, our coaching staff, and, we really got to take a look at Buffalo and see, what they're doing, and we're always going to try to put what we feel is the best group out there.
What role does the long-term view of getting a fair evaluation on Josh, making sure we know what Josh is by the end of the season, play in your decision?
I wouldn't say that's part of the thought process. It's, right now it's one game at a time, and we try to win every game and try to put the best group out there each week. I would say, I think by now we've got a pretty good evaluation of him. We've had him since April, and all OTAs, all training camp, 3 starts. I know guys develop, they get better. As far as the development part of that, it's. I don't think that's necessarily a part of it. It's more what we feel is the best for the team.
I guess special care or thought, when you make quarterback decisions, given how important that position is to the team and organization?
I think every decision we make is we take thought and try to do what's best for the organization, for the team. I don't like to look at the quarterback position as any differently than I do the punter, the kicker, or the center. I realize that obviously it's the premier position, but at the end of the day, we try to do what we feel is best for the team, and I think that's something, for me personally, I that's what I think about when making any decision.
Ryan, Ray, the offensive lines play yesterday?
I thought we struggled in the first half, especially in the first, let's call it, 2-3 series. Look, they got a really good defensive line, powerful, and they were in the middle of the pocket early. Kind of settled down after some time, and then played better as the game went on. Things kind of settled down after let's call it the first 3 series. But overall, the group was, like I said, played better as the game went on, but we still need more consistency.
Thanks, guys.